Good morning, everyone. I am Assistant Professor Cheryl Venan Dias, the Program Coordinator of MTTM, that is Masters of Tourism and Travel Management, Postgraduate Department of Tourism Studies of SS Dempo College of Commerce and Economics, Cujira, Goa. Today, we are going to organize the national level debate competition commemorating the World Tourism Day, which is based on the theme Tourism and Rural Development. So there will be two debates, and the winners of each of the debate will move forward to the final round. Let the deliberations begin. Thank you for watching.
The microphone when the opposition is speaking and unmute when your team is speaking. When wherever needed, move the camera position during speaker's argument to focus on the speaker and then back to the full team when the opposition is speaking. During the debate, the current speaker should be clearly seen on the camera. The opposition party should be clearly visible on camera when the opposition is speaking. No foul languages can be used. No hurting religious, cultural, or political sentiments. The coordinates will keep the time and sound 2 beeps 2 minutes before the end of the session and 1 beep 10 seconds before the final mute of the participants.
Once you are ready, just let our educator know that you have started. So your time will begin from then.
Oh, yes, ma'am, ready.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, ma'am, this is Summer from Team Wonder. And our topic is can tourism have positive ecological impacts?
Hi, everyone. My name is Kiran. I'm from Team Wonder, and our topic is as Summer has told you, and we have participated here just because of we know that how much awareness we need for the tourism. That's the reason we are here. That's our introduction. Thank you.
The second team member's voice is not heard, so unmute yourself and please speak.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Yeah. Uh, so today's topic is can tourism have positive impact on ecology? So uh, so introduction part is that tourism we need to spread awareness. This is the reason why we are here for the debate competition. Uh,
The trooper team, can you unmute yourself and start with your topic? I believe that Wonder team, they have already made their statement about what they feel about the topic. The trooper team, can you unmute yourself? Yes, go ahead and start with your topic. Yes.
Okay, so good morning everybody. I am Shobh and I'm here with my partner Chinmay. And today we're going to discuss about the topic that is, can tourism have a positive ecological impact? This is not even a tough question to answer, since the tourism industry cannot flourish without a healthy environment. It is a proven fact that tourism and ecology are two mutually supportive components. And even if we claim that humans are a selfish species, Ecology benefits and sustains the tourism industry and thus serve as a powerful incentive for those who operate in the industry to reserve and preserve the ecosystem. When preservation becomes an incentive, tourism flourishes.
Not just that, cities all over the world are going green because tourists are more often attracted to clean and green cities. Ecotourism seeks to benefit local communities by giving them more control over how tourism develops and by helping locals to use their land and resources in a more sustainable ways. It's also rapidly growing industry by 10 to 15% worldwide, and many people rely on it for their livelihood.
Thus, when livelihood of many are at stake, there can be tremendous positive impacts on the ecology. For instance, the Kanha Tiger Reserve is a popular destination because of its ecological USP, that is the tigers. Well, let's say if tourism was to be stopped, the business dies. And if tourism was to be stopped, the USP nullifies, and so does naturally the business. And hence, the business owners have vested interest in the preservation of the ecological habitat. So, even if it is for their own good, they ensure that the business has a positive ecological impact and does not
Now,
harm the environment.
Now, let's look at examples beyond our country and talk about how tourism has a major ecological impact on the environment. Destinations such as Costa Rica and the Gambia have fantastic ecotourism initiatives that promote environment-friendly activities. Not just this, many destinations take initiative, organize cleaning drive along their beaches, and promote a more clean, green, and aesthetic environment. Tourism may not be always positively impact the environment directly, but rather indirectly through legislations, laws, and conservation efforts, which may have never been put in place if it is not for tourism.
But if our opponent's team still feels that tourism is creating an unbearable negative impact on the ecology, it just implies that it's time that we revisit the laws and come up with more initiatives on distributing the resources in a way that we do not exhaust them. So that we do not exhaust them. The ecology isn't exclusive to use. Much like anything else, it is mutually inclusive and cannot be restricted from usage under the name of preservation. There are 7 billion people in the world, and that just means that there are roughly 7 billion opportunities to leave the world better we found it. And so, if tourists like a place with rich ecology and biodiversity, they need to do their share and preserve and maintain it. But it nowhere means that two mutually supportive industries are not positively impacting one another.
Let's consciously try to offer ecotourism, which offers a more sustainable alternative to traveling.
And make this planet a tourist-worthy place for all generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. As they have told you that lots of positive impacts on the tourism industry, but there are lots of negative impacts on the tourism industry as well. If you take the examples of the countries which are mostly dependent on the tourism, like we take the example of Maldives. Maldives contribute their 33% of GDP growth, GDP for their tourism. But if we take the example of Maldives, it's predictable that one day Maldives will be under the water due to their tourism, and they have disturbed their natural habitat. That's a reason. That's a negative impact on the ecology due to tourism. What actually Maldives has done, their beach erosion is there. That's the reason, and deforestation out there, and pollution also being increased in Maldives, as well as any other countries. Like if you take the example of Macau, and India is also contributing 10% of its GDP to the. But if you take the examples of Maldives, it's they are impacting lots of negative impacts. So that's.
All right. So like the opponent team already mentioned, and I'm not going to deny any of the facts you just stated. I agree with you that yes, Humans are one of the reasons for the environment to be eroding the resources and making use of the resources. But as I already mentioned, resources and the ecology is not exclusive for use. It is inclusive. Much like anything else, we're all a part of it. And even if you state that humans are a selfish species and we are using the resources more than we should, it just means that we should go back to already implemented laws and get more initiatives so that we use the resources in a way that we do not exhaust them. I agree, like you've
But
given the
actually,
example of
we are not
Maldives.
following that things. We are not following things. So it's
Exactly.
actually yes, yes,
So
yeah.
that just means that we have to go back to those rules. It nowhere means that uh, we should stop using the resources and the ecology under the name of preservation. We can't just say that because we are harming the environment, we're going to stop doing that, because we have to see the positive impacts of something. There is livelihoods of people dependent on it. People are this is their business. People, families depend on this. There is
Yes,
employment
yes,
because of
yes. And
tourism.
people are doing, people are getting profit, and they are using the environment and natural habitat for their profits,
ec-
isn't it?
Economy is
Uh,
booming. If you suppose Maldives, you gave an example of Maldives.
Yeah,
Suppose
yeah.
if it is was for tourism, there won't be any more economic activities and everything, and it will create
Right,
a
right.
negative
Yeah,
impact on
that's
it.
right. But what
And
they are using resources in unlimited ways. That means they are next after some years they will harm them as well. They will not be
but
able to survive even though.
it is leading to their growth, right? And not only that, you can take example of the Gambia and Costa Rica, how they are protecting the environment and everything. And another take example of forest and sanctuaries. If it is wasn't for tourism, they won't be developed, and the people who are getting paid to look after that sanctuary and everything will not be paid, because if it is wasn't for tourism, because tourism is leading to protection, employment and everything, and due to this the area is getting protected.
Exactly, and due to tourism, a lot of areas are getting developed, and that development is happening because of tourism. And people who are operating in
Due
this
to
tourism
tourism, you are also
industry,
destroying lots of things. Due to
that's
tourism,
only
you are
one
also
point you've
lots of
sat
destroying.
on, and I've
uh,
already countered that point, that we have to use resources in a way that we do not exhaust them. And there are millions of laws made on tourism, and I'm nowhere promoting tourism. I'm promoting ecotourism. I'm promoting a more sustainable
Yeah.
way of traveling. I'm not saying don't travel. I cannot say that. Who am I to make that decision? This is the environment is everybody's. It's not exclusive to use for me or for you. So you can't say that I'm harming the environment, so I can't go to Maldives, because if it is beautiful and if I like a property with biodiversity, I have to protect it as well. And there are so many laws in order
We are
to
not
protect
protecting. At
ecosystem.
the reality fact is that we are not protecting. No,
The
right?
reality fact is that you're a very small chain in the whole world. Like all of us, we're small, we play very small role in the world. And if you personally are not following ecotourism, that can be put as a blame on you, but you cannot put the whole tourism industry under that umbrella. You cannot say that it is because of the tourism industry that the ecosystem is getting ruined. No, it's not. The fact that people are not following those rules. So in order to maintain that, the
But
opponent team and
if
us
you
and
take the example
everybody,
of Indian tourism not promoting their awareness, lots of heritage sites are gonna destroy soon.
that
So what
no,
do you
that
think?
is a baseless argument. That's a baseless argument. You provide me with facts where Indian tourism
uh,
is not promoting ecotourism, because of Indian tourism, and I gave you an
No,
example
I'm
of
not
the
saying
Kana
that.
National Tiger Reserve. The tiger reserve is actually protecting the habitat of the tigers. If the habitat is not protected, the tigers are going to die and get extinct. The fact that they are being saved is because people's business rely on it. So even if it is for their personal benefit, they are still saving the ecosystem, which is what you want, right? You want humans to save the ecosystem, and that is happening regardless, even if it is for their personal use.
And even the
Like you say that
airlines are using more green fuel to protect the environment. And if you take example of Paris climate change, it was done so that environment can be protected, and tourism takes a way leap in that. If you go to any European country and see that greenery is everywhere around it and they protect it, even, although they have a tourism at a vast number, still they protect it because they know how to do ecotourism and tourism together. They don't destroy the
Left with
nature.
1 minute.
Since
okay,
it's the last minute, I
like you said that tiger reserves are reserving the habitats and the species. It's also increase the tourism and economy as well. There is a point. It is a very good point. But like the truth is there is no limit to human grades.
as far as I understand your point, you are saying that humans greed, there is no end to human greed. And if
Yeah.
we
Yes.
keep taking from the environment, we're going to
Ye-
exhaust the resources. The
yes.
fact that you never heard my argument just proves your question, just proves that you never heard my argument, because I very clearly stated that humans are a selfish species and we are using the environment, but we need to use the ecosystem in a way that we do not exhaust them. We need to distribute the resources. I nullify your point when I say that I am talking about ecotourism where I have more sustainable options. And if by doing that, I am going hand in hand with tourism development and ecotourism, like maintaining ecosystem, I don't think there's any problem. I am walking towards making the world a tourist worthy place. I'm planning on making the world beautiful, maintaining the ecosystem, but also maintaining tourism. I'm not saying like you that we should stop tourism. Matlab, what will you do with keeping the beautiful places then? If you maintain the ecotourism, there's nobody going to come to see it, and there's going to be no development. The villages are going to be the villages. The local people who own the land will not have any revenue, because it is tourism that is upbringing them. It is tourism that is bringing economy to our country. It is tourism that, because of tourism, our country holds a place in the world. And